Episode 22, Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, 1st of September to the 16th of September 2024. Goodbye to Mongolia and Russia. I would have liked more time in Russia. Now in Kazakhstan, with 48,000 on Rock and Roll Girl, I have about 111 to go to my hotel. The road south out of the Russian-Kazakhstan border is a bit of a patchwork quilt. There are quite a few large potholes, but they are fixing it up. It's going to be a very nice road. It is of course still raining, and here I am in Simi for 3 nights. Google took me to non-existent hotels. This lovely lady and her family brought me to this really nice budget hotel. It has a restaurant underneath, soccer fields down below, and a beautiful sunset. Sorted some local cash and SIM cards. My friend Harim from All Terrain Overlanders recommended Scooter Simi and Magilla. Beautiful people. Managed to get an oil change on Rock and Roll Girl. Give the chain a little bit of loving. Hopefully I should be right to Almaty. 48,000. 4-hour cold wet ride from Simi to Palvador. Some beautiful pine forests to start with, and then a lot of open grasslands. Not a lot of stock compared to Mongolia. Raining, of course. It's always raining. It's been raining since April. I'm just over the rain. It's a beautiful road, beautiful condition. The bitumen is absolutely wonderful, and just belting along at about 100 kilometres an hour. Very quiet road. So here I am in Palvador, raining. Some fuel shops have a deli market with hot coffee and croissants. A roadside hotel for the night. Just won't stop raining. I'm over it. Rock and Roll Girl, undercover at tonight's hotel in Palvador. Icy cold rains, strong buffeting winds that threaten to blow you over the guardrail. Just absolutely fucking miserable all day, and just freezing cold. I really need to make my way down south to the Arabian Sea and then across to the Mediterranean. This is just not enjoyable. There's absolutely nothing to see. It's flat, plain, open grasslands. And as I come into Astana, which is tonight's target town, it is still wet and miserable. I managed to find a reasonably priced hotel. 3 days in Astana. I've got a little bit to do and quite a bit to see. This is considered the capital of the north. So the next day I went out looking for chain and trying to work out my chain problems. Moto City in Santa. Lots and lots of parts, clothing, nice warm clothing, helmets, did chains, filters, everything you want. If you're in a Santa with a motorbike, come here. My logo on their service counter. Hopefully the new 525 chain will sort me out. Walk through the back streets up to the main road. Beautiful modern city and a lovely dinner. Walk around Astana. This is the Baytrik Tower. Beautiful spot. Some yurts selling handcrafted dolls and snacks. And ta-da from the viewing platform with Astana laid out below us. Beautiful modern city. Lovely, lovely people. A long walk through Astana and its beautiful green spaces to the National Museum. This is a really good museum. Everything from dinosaurs, woolly mammoths, cavemen, and a lot of their caveman type artifacts, right through to early mining, some of the dynasties that came through, lots and lots of traditional costumes. This is a really fantastic museum. Beautiful, big public spaces, fountains, and the National Museum that I've just spent a few hours in. Big mosque with lots of traditional yurts, souvenirs, foods, and a beautiful walk back to the hotel through some lovely green spaces and the Izim River. Short riding day from Astana to Karaganda. Nice day. I started late, 10 a.m. after the day had warmed up. I finished early, 4 p.m. before the day cooled off. Still quite cloudy, but a little bit of sunshine here and there. A lot of open grasslands to begin with. Some small hills towards the end as I got closer to Karaganda. It was a lovely day, short day, nice day. One night in Karaganda, when I got there, I had trouble finding a tourist attraction. These lovely people showed me the way. It's where Karaganda, a beautiful big mosque and a cathedral.
Кыргызской области в мире и согласии проживают представители более 100 национальностей и 15 конфессий.
A nice hotel in the middle of everything and a beautiful meal just down the road. Lovely warm ride today from Karanga to Priozersk on the big lake. I actually hit my target town quite early and I thought, well, I can push on to another beautiful location and save time tomorrow getting into Almaty. It's a beautiful road. This section is finished on both sides. For a lot of the part we were sharing. Here I am, it looks like I'm on the wrong side of the road, but our side is not yet open, so it just becomes a 2-lane highway. It's going to be an absolutely wonderful road. They've got these big teardrop shaped islands for U-turn facilities. Other than that, it's divided all the way with a double-faced barrier rail, safety rail. A beautiful surface, absolutely wonderful, and just bashing along at about 110. That bastard wind is freezing. So I've still got 4 layers of clothes on. I've got my wet weather gear on for its windshield properties. So here I am at Priozersk. Priozersk on Lake Balkhash, a memorial to the World War II effort from Kazakhstan. It's a beautiful little town, a bit of a resort town on this lake. They promote swimming and fishing here. It's a lovely little spot, and I reached this town quite early on the beautiful new freeway that they're building. So there's a couple of high-rises, not too many. It's still got a country town, spread out feel about it. It's just a lovely little spot, and I got myself a beautiful little hotel right in the middle of town for $35. Beautiful little spot. Beautiful big lake right in the middle of Kazakhstan. Priozersk to Almaty was a good day. The highway went for quite a while, but then back to the original road conditions. It was a lovely day. The winds were still cool. There were some trees come along later in the day and a bit more shape to the land. Back to a good highway as I approached Almaty. Beautiful riding day. The 10th of October along the way to Almaty, rock and roll girl turned 50,000. Fantastic bike, working hard. Almaty, the capital of Kazakhstan, down near the Kazakhstan border. I've got a nice hotel for 4 nights. Quick walk up town, St. Nick's Cathedral. Beautiful steak dinner. Beautiful views of the snow-capped mountains from my hotel. I'm going to go up and have a look at that national park. Plenty of mosques around. Thought I'd take a ride up and have a look at these snowy mountains to the south of Almaty. As I got into the national park, the road was quite good, quite busy, And then I got to the Kyrgyzstan border control. This guy will let locals in, but that's about it. Those snowy mountain caps are in Kyrgyzstan. I had a bit of a look around in the national park and headed back to town. These people saw me pull over by the side of the road looking at my GPS and took me to a boot maker. First President's Park on the way to the national park and the snow-capped hills under the arches. It's a lovely national park and beautiful coffee shop and things up there. The people that took me to the boot maker, I crushed my boot in that accident a while ago. Freedom Rider, looking for parts for a service, and the museum here in Almaty. Plenty of traditional dresses, the space effort and military history. This guy saw me at the lights. A couple of days around Almaty, beautiful churches and mosques. My boots got new soles and heels. Rock and roll girl got a wash for her 50th. And some big parks, big beautiful public spaces, so well kept. The rat from Zodiac climbed up on the camel. And Ascension Cathedral, ta-da! You can have carriage rides, pony rides. Ascension Cathedral and beautiful big park all around it. They've got some really lovely public spaces. Very ornate inside, and the lead glass windows give some beautiful coloured light right through. It's really lovely. War memorials with, look like army cadets. They look very young, in full uniform, posing for photos. Lots of families. Talking to a proud dad, it was a march out parade and promotion for officers and stripes. I had a look at some beautiful big sports stores. My 4-man tent has been leaking. I bought a much smaller 3-man dome and had a look at the Green Bazaar. The Green Bazaar. It's huge. And there's a couple of stories. Meet upstairs. Barbecue anybody? Barbecue anyone? Don't forget fruit and veg. Lots of shoe shops, clothing shops, handbags, watches, jewellery, everything you could imagine. All here. Then I went and had a look at the Central Mosque. This mosque is made out of beautiful white marble and a huge turret. Back to my favourite restaurant for a beautiful steak and beers with my favourite English-speaking waiter. Sunday 15, I stopped at the museum on the way to the rock carvings that date back to the Bronze Age. You pay a ticket and just wander around looking for these carvings on the west face. They're a little bit hard to find. I got a hotel just on the Kyrgyzstan border, and I'll cross in the morning. Flat rear tyre in the morning was easily fixed in town. Goodbye Kazakhstan, it's been beautiful. Hello Kyrgyzstan. There's money exchanges and a little town right at the border. A cheap room in Bishkek and a view of Resurrection Church. Big, beautiful park in the middle of Bishkek. Lots of children's toys, snack bars. Looks like a restaurant, coffee shop. The Middle East so far is beautiful. Big, beautiful park. Right in the middle of town. Wow. Lots and lots of statues, including Lenin himself. Bishkek, from the big Ferris wheel in the park. the huge flag that's been flying over the town. And this park is just full of light and rides. There are people out everywhere. There's a sports stadium there. They're very big on soccer in this part of the world. There's that pink fairy castle we saw earlier. This is a beautiful part of the world. What a beautiful, fun park, full of light. Families, teenagers, children. More fun rides than I can imagine. Ta-da! At Victory Park, a memorial for the victory of the end of the Second World War. So I've got a couple of days looking around Bishkek, the Eternal Flame at Victory Park. I went and had a look at the Central Mosque. It's nothing particularly spectacular. The Osh Bazaar is absolutely huge. Far too big for me. I would get absolutely lost in there. Huge market, just a mess. I'm not going in. Worried my rear tyre wouldn't make the 5,000 or 6,000 to Isfahan. I found a wrecker, and he had a beautiful German tyre there, fitted, ready to go for under $100. So at 51,000, I got 8,000 out of the Shinko. It probably still had a couple of thousand left. Then on a rainy afternoon, Google Maps took me down Fuckett Street to Resurrection Chapel. Nice chapel, beautiful inside, under a wandering star on graffiti rock in one of the parks on the way to the museum. Beautiful traditional clothing, some Christian burial stones, an ancient Buddha, and weaponry dating back to the Stone Age. Some absolutely beautiful street art. Short, cool ride from Bishkek to Lake Isikal. The snow-capped peaks keep everything chilly. Met this Austrian fella travelling in the little van. Beautiful little camp, my new 3-man tent. I'm trying to get used to the small size of it. Lovely little fire. I've got some bottled water. Beautiful sunset on Lake Isikal in view of the snow-capped peaks, which are doing a very good job of keeping everything very chilly. Beautiful fire on the shores of Lake Isikal, across the water from a town, Bakhchi. I apologise for my pronunciations. Beautiful big moon coming up. Nice ride through the mountains to Narim. Some beautiful wildflowers and bees around the place. More rain, suit up again. Beautiful road and beautiful mountain views on a short ride between Bakhchi and Naram. The cold wind and rain of the snow-capped peaks is still about, but it was a good ride. And a beautiful guest house with lovely people and a garage for Rock and Roll Girl out of the weather. The next day I tried riding to Ush past this beautiful mosaic mosque. Beautiful scenery. There was a bridge down and the dirt road proved to be too rough. I ended up back in Nayan. Cold sunny day. I made a dash back to Bishkek and the hotel where I had undercover parking. Back in Bishkek for one night. It's not Las Vegas nightclub strip, but I love the city. And the best steak in town. Fuck, I love this city. Fuck yeah, love this place. Absolutely love this place. Nervous about Uzbekistan, I posted the drone to Malta. Nice ride from Bishkek to Toktogul. Plenty of stock along the road, some beautiful mountain scenery. Snow-capped peaks off to the side, keeping everything cool. I wore my wet weather suit most of the day, only for its wind protection. They got these nice open-sided balcony type tunnels here and there. I think they're more for landslide protection, and these long smoky tunnels. Big skies, lots of open areas with the mountains just there, and there were a lot of tight valleys that didn't sort of come out so well on the GoPro. I think the angle of the GoPro is a bit too wide. Beautiful mountain scenery all along today. Big, wide, winding roads and beautiful, friendly people all along the rock and roll girl underneath the snow-capped peaks, and my $35 room making my way south. Toktogul Reservoir. White sandy mountains around it. Off in the distance, it's hard to see. There's quite a thick mist on it. Town of Karakol, below the dam wall. Beautiful ride out of Toktogul. The weather was absolutely wonderful. Quite warm today. I ended up taking my wet weather suit off quite early. A lot of open deserty hill areas, but some beautiful tight valleys. Not very many trees on the rocky hills. Down along the road, I think these have been planted. I don't think they're natives. It's a beautiful scenery, desert mountain type scenery, but it was a lovely ride, and the road condition is pretty good. You do come across some pothole sections, as you do on any bitumen road. You can see a bit of the dam water on the right hand side there. I accidentally ended up in Uzbekistan. I went past a little border at about 2:30. It looked very quiet, it looked closed in fact, and I thought, well, if I slip in there I can save a day, because I need to make up time for my Iran visa in Tashkent. So accidentally, goodbye Kyrgyzstan, hello Uzbekistan.